I grew up playing in the dirt. That's what I did every day. Every day, and when I would bring out the wheelbarrow, Mom and Daddy, they would say, well, it must be spring. My name is Jon Carloftis. I'm a garden designer. Daddy loved outside, and so, by the time I was 6 or 7, we would walk along the river because we had a spring 2 miles away up on our property. That was the water, and we had to check on the water pipes. And so he'd teach me the trees every Sunday, going up and back, and loved to grow things, and I did too. I attended University of Kentucky and got a degree in business, but I really didn't know what I was getting into. It was just easy. And then after I graduated, I realized I was going to have to be inside. I didn't think that out. So I took another year of classes that I've always wanted to take, like horticulture, trees, shrubs, annuals, perennials. Fell in love with it. And I never took a design course, but I've studied my whole life. And started a business 36 years ago. I started my career in 1988 in New York City. And I made these cards up, and they said, Jon Carloftis, rooftop garden designer. And I'd never been on a roof in my life, but I gave them around the Upper East Side, in the fancy part. And I ended up getting this client in 1988. A huge penthouse all the way around, and I learned so much from her. But she gave me one little box raised planter to do at the beginning, and then, in a month I had the whole thing. And I was with her for 16 years. My inspiration comes from nature. It's just, I see how things happen on their own and how things look good together, textures, colors, it just kind of happens, I just look at how trees grow and how vines will grow on them, and I will try to replicate that. The story of Castle and Key, that place is unbelievable. You go down there, I get chills every time I go. I've always loved the Greek key, and they have the Greek key on the water tower, on the castle, and so I repeated that in my boxwood shrub, just repeating elements to kind of pull it together. It's funny, people say, well, what is the most favorite project that you've ever worked on? And it's the one I'm working on, because I'm not going to do a project unless I'm totally in love. I guess to say my favorite of all is, I'm sitting in it right here. This is Botherum. I bartended a party here in 1987, one time. I have an acre here downtown Lexington. There's all these different rooms. I try to create spaces where there's just different, it's a different feeling. Over there's the vegetable herb garden. This is the walled garden. Almost everything in here is white, silver. I have a formal garden that's formal. There's just all these different personalities all on one little property. What makes Kentucky so special? The land, richness, it's full flavor. We have everything here. In my part of the state where I grew up, we have Cumberland Falls, we have Renfro Valley, country music, we have all Sheltawi Trace, all those trails. Daniel Boone National Forest is huge. And hiking, Red River Gorge. Social. That's what surprises people. It's very social. I just feel like a steward of this land, and I work in it every night when I come home from work. I love it. It's a privilege.